Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Your voice got really deep, Amanda.
Yeah.
Trying to emulate
I
me.
am the flump now.
Oh, shit.
The real question is, where did the flump go?
The
I
flump never
miss
made it through the portal, I
curiosity.
think.
I miss curiosity.
Yeah.
What if he sent us to hell?
I
Well-
blame you. Fucking licked him.
Listen, you didn't have to touch my meat chain. You just decided to fling yourself in harm's way and play a good character.
You didn't have to touch my meat chain.
Yeah, I figured that was deliberate. I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
get started.
Phil
All right.
walks in, and he looks and puts up an arm and waves at the owner.
Hey, Ezra, I'm back. Can you maybe set up something for these little ones to drink?
And with that, he kind of just looks over at Julie and he goes, "Just go take their order. I'm busy." And she's like, "All right." She makes her way over, and she pretty much, I guess, makes her way over here first, as the most epic staring contest in existence continues over there. Goes, "What can I get for all of you?"
What type of teas do you have?
Well, we just have, we really only have the one, which is, it's a local tea. It's a black tea.
I would like to try that, please.
Okay.
And if
Alright.
you have any berries that I could have on the side, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see what we have. We probably have some dried cranberries, around somewhere. And this, she kind of looks over at, Karen and goes, or Karen? I don't
I
know.
pronounce him Chiron. He is from the German list of tiefling names.
Fantastic.
So he's
Okay.
Kai. He's now Kai now.
That's
Okay.
fine.
All right, so and she looks over at Chiron and just same question, what can I get for you?
Oh, I don't need a lot, just whatever is good here and some water.
Okay, all right, yeah, we can definitely see about that, and yeah, and she just kind of gives Syl like a little smile, like she's just glad to see that they're back open again, and probably feels a little bit safer now that their bodyguard's back, and she kind of hesitates a little bit as she makes her way over to this table.
Is that a pumpkin by the door?
Two, in fact. I'm glad you noticed. They're
I
part of
pointed
that.
at it.
Yep.
I pointed at it like I really want it.
She looks at you in utter confusion, and she's like, "The what about them?"
I make grabby hands.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you could take one if you want.
Proceeds to take both.
I mean, considering the size of you, it's gonna be pretty big to you. It's gonna be like almost the dimensions of your torso.
I point at her and then I point at the pumpkin and then I point at the floor and start waving my hands up in the air.
I am so happy I'm not the only one playing confused DMs at Curry's nonsense.
Well, she's a little confused as to what you're trying to get at, and it's the wizard over here who looks at her and goes, "I think he's trying to suggest for you to bring it over to him because he's entirely too small or possibly too important. It really depends if the crown started to talk to him yet."
That's it.
Not that you can think of.
Okay, so I continue to demand that the pumpkin be brought to me.
Take that, Cookie. I knew exactly what he wanted.
But she
And with
did.
that, she does indeed make her way over and picks up the pumpkin and puts it down on the floor carefully in front of the lizard man, a little A little nervously, with a little bit
I
of...
want to roll a bite against the pumpkin.
I mean,
You hit.
okay. Yeah, go for it. Feel free to roll your sneak. It's not like it's gonna see it coming.
I roll a bite against the pumpkin with a 17.
Yeah.
As
You
funny
do
as it
7
would be to
damage.
say, yeah, as funny as it would be to say that's a miss. Yeah, no, you absolutely bit him. Yeah, feel free to add your sneak to that because it's funny to me. So it's just you just click on the one right below that, and it'll just add more damage.
That.
Okay. Don't worry about the attack. It's just for the damage part. I'll have to figure out a way to work that in later.
10 damage against the pumpkin.
Okay, so she watches as, this small skink's jaw almost seems to like open to an impossible length, and just smashes down on the pumpkin and just breaks it apart.
I'm playing the blood and guts of the pumpkin.
And yeah, sure enough, and you kind of watch as this particular patron turns around, looks horrified at what she sees, closes her book, and just walks out.
Yeah, my eyes wander between the gnome and the Goliath. Is that normal? Did I miss something?
I just shake my head in like frustration and annoyance.
And as for Cree, it's a tasty pumpkin. It's a little ripe, but it's pretty tasty.
Hell yeah.
And
Till,
it's very seedy.
Till walks over to the kitchen door, and he says to Azura, down,
I'm just gonna set my pack down over here, but out of the way, and then I'll get to work there, sir.
Oh, you know what? I'll actually reveal this area. You would actually have a room here to mention as well. So, but that Ezra actually would look over at you and just go, well, you got your your room down there in the corner. I mean, we haven't filled it, so feel free to make yourself at home." And after that, Jillian seems to kind of disappear for brief period downstairs. And eventually manages to reemerge. And when she does, she has a platter with her. With the platter, she has a small teapot with 2 cups. One actually is just a large longer wooden cup that's filled with water. And she has she's got a bowl full of dried cranberries, and as for the second bowl, it appears to be full of like chopped up boiled potatoes that are served in a bowl that you can assume was some kind of... It looks like an attempt was made at soup, but it's just like warm water with just chunks of potatoes floating in it for Kai.
Works for me.
Alright.
I really am happy just to be here.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah. And with that, she'd kind of go back to her duties and just kind of cleaning up, and she'd disappear into the rooms over here.
Can I fit inside the pumpkin?
Well, with the sizable hole that you have made in the top portion of it, you wouldn't be able to. Well, you wouldn't be able to get your entire body, but you could probably get your head in it. Yeah.
Yes. Can I poke out 2 eye holes and slip this on my head?
Would it fit with his crown?
That's around my neck.
Mm-mm.
Your crown's on your head.
Yes.
You can't take it off.
So, with that, everybody would, I guess, watch as Kree pulls out his, I guess, what have you got, a short sword or a dagger?
I've got both.
Whichever you would prefer to use to carve up this pumpkin.
I use the dagger.
Okay, so yeah, everybody watches as, it could be just a sleight of hand to see just how artistically done this is.
Sure.
right. Yeah. So everybody watches Kree just kind of, is sitting cross-legged on the floor, just kind of props the pumpkin up and just kind of very carefully with his knife just slowly makes a hole in the pumpkin and,
How scary does it look?
how scary do you want it to look?
Let's see.
Intimidation. Yeah.
It looks cute as hell.
Okay. All right. So, and sure enough, yeah. Well, to you, it probably seems a little menacing, and you had to kind of like at that point, aside from cutting holes for eyes, you would have had to kind of open up the top a little bit more because your bite didn't exactly make the most even of the most even of openings, and you kind of get it all set, and you now have yourself a very strange pumpkin that could work as a helmet. The only thing worth noting about it is, well, because you kind of chow down on the innards of this pumpkin, it's actually been pretty well cleaned, so you could very comfortably wear it. But I mean, you kind of were a bit of a mess eater, so you already have kind of like pumpkin guts and seeds all over your face and crown.
Hooray!
But yes, you can absolutely throw the pumpkin head on.
I now have a pumpkin crown.
Seal comes back from his room and wanders over by the fireplace and nods to Julian and sits down and rest.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Kree, would you be able to make me a wisdom saving throw? Assuming you threw the pumpkin head on.
Wisdom.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So after throwing on the pumpkin head over the new pumpkin helmet, as it were, over your head, you kind of hear a muffled string of curses. And something about grudges. And then that's just kind of where it just dies off, as you just kind of are entirely too enamored with your work of art as you stare through the eyes of this pumpkin at the rest of your companions.
Let me waddle over here to the blue man,
Okay.
and then I sit down on the floor, crisscross, and just stare at him.
All right.
I will take two or three spoonfuls of soup, and then I'll look at him and say, "Hello."
Hi, how are you? Oh, you're talking to the lizard.
To which, like, I blink my little eyes through my little eye holes, and then like struggle to get my tongue through the eye hole to lick my eyeball.
Sounds about right.
Ka-
And eventually,
Karen,
yeah, go ahead.
doesn't really know who to talk to first, and then decides on Elnera. Hi. Okay. You are a gnome, right?
Yeah, I'm a gnome.
Okay. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a lot of gnomes in my days.
That's alright, we're not very common unless you go into the woods, the mountains, the swamps, places most people don't go to.
Yeah. He holds like a hand in his peripheral vision and says, "Yeah, we aren't common either."
Yeah, I've never seen one of you before. You're a tiefling, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does your village area have any special fruits, plants, anything like that?
He's first taken aback by the question, then has to think about it. I don't think so, really. Ooh. I mean, that's not really what I've been taught. No, I don't know. My mother used to work the fields.
Interesting. Okay, well, I was just curious. I like...
You like?
I think she
I like herbology. I like learning about plants in different regions. I am assuming you're not from this area, correct?
Not directly. I'm not from this town. I am. Okay, DM, help me out. How long was I wandering?
I would say you've been traveling for probably about 2 weeks, headed west.
So yeah, that's what I'll say. I've been walking for about 2 weeks now, and yeah, that. And then
That-
my.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, finish up what you're saying.
No, I was going on to the next thing and shifting my gaze to the lizard man who's sitting in front of me. So, who are you?
I walk over to the gnome and attempt to tug on her sleeve and point at the blue man.
Do you stand up and take one step forward? Because she is right next to you.
Yes.
Now I tug on her sleeve and point at the blue man. And tap my hand on the table a few times.
I really wish you could speak something that isn't your native tongue. I basically mumble looking at the dragon.
I guess I
Not
would
that
throw my
anyone
hands up. I would throw my hands up in confusion, I guess.
Not that anyone asked, but my name is Kyron Creed. May I ask yours?
I am Elnira, and I actually don't know the lizard guy's name. I just call him Lizard Man.
Can I woke up and poke his horns?
That's entirely up to you guys. I mean, you can make the attempt.
I mean, I am. Let's see. I'm about 5'10" and sitting. You might reach him.
I'm like 4'5", I think, is what I put.
Oh god, I thought you were a lot shorter than that. Alright, that's hilarious.
That seemed short in my mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, if that's the difference, and I'm sitting and you're standing, you can absolutely reach my horns. Yeah.
I start tugging on your horns.
Hey, no.
I growl
I mean,
at
it doesn't
him.
hurt or anything, but it's like, it's the force of you grabbing my head with both hands and moving it. That's not an okay thing to do.
I basically snarl at him, and I tell him to knock it off, and I smack his hand.
And
That's rude.
Sylvester jumps up off of his where he's been sitting and comes over and says, "Hey, none of that. Stop hitting people. This is a friendly spite, and you, lizard guy,
I just look at her through my little pumpkin helmet.
keep your hands to yourself."
My little fin collapses in my hand.
Then I notice that the wizard is eavesdropping or something, and I walk over.
And with you pointing it out, he would just look at the pumpkin-headed lizard and just says, "You're not going to find your stone in a pumpkin."
Immediately.
Oh god!
Whoops.
I become one with the man.
That's weird.
I look awful at him, and my little tail is just like wagging and banging on the ground excitedly.
And so still, this would have been somebody that you would at least kind of, you would know of him around town. He more or less fits. He's in a way almost regarded as like a charlatan, you know, kind of a scam artist. Some people think of him that way. He is, however, a self-proclaimed fortune teller, and his name is Lotrix.
So
Whether there's any truth to what he often says, or it's just Nobody's really too sure. Some people think he's just really good at guessing.
So, I think I need to do I'm gonna pick up the lizard guy. So I need to do a strength roll or what?
You can give me an athletics check, I guess. If how is your character's name pronounced again? I'm actually gonna write this one down.
Mine?
Investor.
I meant Cree.
Quiz check 3.
Okay, I got it. All right. Question. Yes, so Cree, if you would be so kind, I guess, to give me a contested athletics or acrobatics, I guess, if you're trying to wiggle your way out of it.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
No, that's... Oh, okay, so, alright, so if you're grabbing them, you just need to give me an athletics, so that's under your skills. Sylvester.
Oh,
Aha!
Okay, so you gotta grab him, and he's just really, really slippery because of all the pumpkin guts. You just can't get a good grip on him, and he just wiggles his way out. And part of it is he's entirely too excited about this, about some stranger mentioning about his, some stone. And he just, during the kind of scuffle, though, he does use that as a distraction to make his way over here and takes a seat.
It's fine. You don't have to punish him or anything. Forgive and forget.
I wasn't going to punish him. I was just going to pick him up and move him over here away and pat him on the head and keep him close to me.
Okay.
Yes.
I would waddle over here. I'm not some damn dog.
Hey guys, I'm gonna stop the recording right for a quick second. I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so talk amongst yourself that isn't D&D related. Be right back.